Hello and welcome back to another orientation video. In this video, we're just going to go over a few frequently asked questions that may or may not have been covered in other videos. So these are important questions that often come up, and hopefully this will help you navigate those as you encounter them as we get started with this school year. So the first commonly asked question is, how or what's going on when I can't get into my Google Meet? So sometimes throughout the school year, you may find yourself trying to get into a Google Meet and you know you have clicked on the right link or have copied and pasted the correct Google Meet URL. So what's going on? Here's what you should do before you email your teacher about it. Go through these steps and ask yourself these questions. So the first thing you should do is check your teacher's Canvas homepage. So let's say you saved your Google Meet URL and you just typed in or copied and pasted your Google Meet URL instead of going through Canvas. What that might cause is if a teacher has to be absent or if they have a sub or something like that, if you are not going through Canvas to access your Google Meets for all of your classes, you may miss an important message from your teacher about what's going on. So always check your Canvas homepage for that class that you're trying to get into. Your teacher may have changed the homepage or posted an announcement explaining what is going on that day and why you can't get into the Google Meet. The second place you should look, so let's say you go to Canvas, there's no message, there's no announcement, and the homepage is the same. Did you check your Canvas messages and your student email? So another way that we communicate when something is weird or we have to be absent is through our Canvas message or our email, or both sometimes for some of us. So check both of those places and make sure that your teacher did not send you an email or a Canvas message explaining what is going on and what you should do for that day. The next common thing that I see happen is that students will get their A-Day, B-Day confused. So always check the A-Day, B-Day schedule for that day and make sure you're going to the correct classes. So what may be happening is you're trying to get into your B2 class and it's just spinning because it's actually A2 for that class period. And then finally, last resort, you've done all those, you've checked your messages, you've checked Canvas homepage, you've checked email, you've checked the A-Day, B-Day schedule, and you are positive that you have the correct class and the correct URL for your Google Meet. You got to try to restart your computer. Once you've done all of those things, you can email your teacher and ask what's going on. Or you can call the technology help desk like we talked about in the Tech Tips video too. So when you can't get into your Google Meet, come back to this video if you need to, follow these steps, and probably you will be able to get in from there. And only if none of these work, you can email your teacher and see what's going on. But if you email us, we're probably gonna tell you to do these things first, okay? Okay. My homeroom teacher is absent, so how do I let teachers know that I'm going to be absent? So sometimes your homeroom teacher will need to be absent, and so normally our protocol for absences is you tell your homeroom teacher that you are going to be absent or have your parents tell your homeroom teacher. If your homeroom teacher has to be absent, then you just go ahead and email all of your teachers for that day for the classes that you'll need to miss. So that's a pretty easy fix. You can still email your homeroom teacher, but if they're absent, there's maybe a chance that they will not be available to let your other teachers know. So if your homeroom teacher has told you that they are going to be absent that day and you need to be absent for a block or more, go ahead and email all of your teachers and let them know that, okay? Finally, let's talk about how to check your feedback from teachers on assignments. So this is something that's incredibly important. You always need to check for your teacher's feedback on your assignments because this is how you're going to learn how to get better. If there's revision opportunities, this is how you see what you need to improve upon to get a higher grade. So there's two different ways I'm going to go over for how to check your teacher feedback. One is on Canvas and then the other is on Google assignments. So I made a note here that some teachers do use other types of apps or programs outside of Canvas and Google to do assessments. And so your teacher will let you know how to check your feedback on those apps. So just make sure you're present in class and paying attention for how to access that feedback from them. But the two most common ways that teachers are going to provide you feedback are on Canvas itself through the Canvas assignments and Canvas feedback features, And then also, especially in your English classes, we use a lot of Google assignments because we like the feature where we can highlight certain things directly on your document and use Google comments on there. So I'm going to go over how to check both of those feedback methods for you. So you will always know how to find anything that your teacher has commented on for any of your assignments. So let's talk about Canvas first. I have made a separate video for you to listen to for this one. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about how to find feedback from your teacher on Canvas if they have used a Canvas assignment and Canvas built-in feedback features. So as you can see, I am currently enrolled in classes and my classes are using Canvas. So there's two ways that you could potentially access your grades and your feedback on your assignments that were used via Canvas assignments. So the first way that we could do that is we could click on the course itself. And if your teacher has enabled the grades tab on the sidebar within their Canvas course shell, you can click on grades. And then you should be able to see all of your assignments here with the grade that you received, and then you have a couple of buttons. This first button here is the rubric button. So if your teacher used Canvas's built-in rubric features to include a rubric, you can click on that and it will drop down and you will see how you scored on the rubric. The second one that has the speech bubbles is your feedback. And so if you click on that, you can see the overall comment that your teacher gave you. Now, let's say you submitted a writing assignment on Canvas and your teacher has told you that they left more specific types of feedback. If you click on the assignment itself, so if you click right here and open up that assignment via the grades tab, you'll see this and you'll see the overall feedback over here. And then you'll see this button here. If you click on this, this just downloads the assignment again. But what you want to click on is view feedback. And when you do that, you'll see Canvas's feedback here. Now, my instructor only does overall comments, so you're not going to actually see any individual comments on my document. But what you would do is if your teacher here at VLC is using Canvas feedback, then in this window here, it has all kinds of highlighter tools, comment features, but you should be able to scroll back and forth, up and down within this window and see any feedback that your teacher left you. So for instance, sometimes your teacher will use this little comment button here and you will see their feedback pop up right here if they've left you any. Now, let's talk about what to do if your teacher has this grades tab hidden within their Canvas course shell. A lot of us do that only because we want you to remember that your official grade is through Infinite Campus. And so if you are checking what grade you actually have in any class, you need to be using Infinite Campus, not the Canvas grades feature. So this is only for finding your teacher's feedback on what you can do differently or improve for next time. The second way that you can access your Canvas feedback is click on your dashboard. It'll bring you back here. You can see over here, I have a recent feedback tab, so I can see my most recently graded assignments. You can see at least 24 more assignments in the past 2 weeks. I can click on that. It'll drop down more of my assignments. You can get to it there, but you can also click on this button here. So underneath your to-do list, underneath recent feedback, you may have to scroll down if you have a lot of stuff on your to-do list, but you should see this view grades button right here. So view grades, if you click on that, it's going to take you to this page, which is going to list all of the courses that you're currently enrolled in. So you would want to click on the course that you're interested in seeing feedback for. Find the name of the assignment that you want to check your feedback on, and it'll look the exact same as I just showed you from the grades tab. So you'll see a rubric here if you want to see your rubric score, and you'll see your overall comments here. And then again, to see the more specific feedback, you can click on the assignment itself and then click on view feedback here. So that is how to access your feedback on Canvas assignments. Now, if your teacher uses Google assignments, like many of us do in our English classes, or if your teacher uses some other platform, then there may be a different way that you have to follow to access that feedback. If you ever have any questions about where to find your feedback or why you got the score you got on any assignment, just be sure to reach out to your teacher and they would be happy to let you know how to access their feedback. Have a great day. Hello, everybody. Let's talk. Okay, so that was how to find your feedback on Canvas assignments that were submitted on Canvas. But what if your teacher uses a Google assignment that you can access through Canvas? The checking for feedback on Google assignments is a little bit different. So here are the steps, and I've given you a screenshot here so you can kind of see what to click on and where everything is. So the first thing you'll want to do is from your Canvas dashboard, when you open Canvas, you're going to click on the course shell for the class that you want to check your feedback on a Google assignment for. So you have to open up the class. You are going to open up the modules tab and find the assignment, the Google assignment that you want to see your feedback for. So you have to go through the modules tab and find your assignment there in order to find your Google feedback. And here's why. You have to click on that assignment in your modules tab. It may say, like, click here to load in a new window. And when you finally click load in a new window, if your teacher has set that as a feature, then you should see a screen much like this one that's pictured here on this slide. So if your assignment has been graded, if your Google assignment's been graded, you should see all of these different things. So you should see your overall grade, you should see your file, you should see a resubmit button if your teacher has enabled resubmits, and then you should see the overall feedback below. So here's how to check your actual feedback. So the top score here in green, you should see that with a green arrow and a green box, then that's your overall grade that you received. If you received less than a perfect score, then you should have at least some little feedback telling you why you scored not full points. So the first place you should check for that is the bottom green box, the overall feedback. So this is where your teacher can give you an overall comment on the performance on your document. But many of us use more specific feedback when we use Google feedback features. So how to find your more specific feedback is, if you look at the top red box here, this is your actual document that you edited on. And so for us to leave you more specific feedback, what we will do is use Google Comments on your actual document itself. So if you click on your document again and open it back up after it's been graded, chances are most of us are going to leave you more specific feedback. So we'll highlight specific things on your piece of writing or your presentation, and let you know where any misconceptions were, any areas for improvement, or we'll give you compliments on what you're doing really well. So click on your document again, open it back up, and see if we've given you some more specific feedback. And finally, the last button here is the second red box, and that's the resubmit button. If your teacher has allowed revisions and resubmissions on this assignment, what you can do is you can open the document back up, make any changes after you've viewed the feedback, and then hit the resubmit button. We will not know that it has been resubmitted if you forget to hit the resubmit button. So you must come back to this page, hit the resubmit button, and then that is how it gets back to us. So that is how to check your feedback on both Canvas and Google assignments. You now know what to do if your homeroom teacher is absent and you need to report absences. And finally, you know what to do if you can't get into a Google Meet. You've got some strategies for handling that. So that concludes this orientation video. I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that you are able to now access your feedback on assignments more easily. Have a great day.